Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. It's so greatly appreciated. It truly, truly is. First, let me give my usual disclaimer. Please do not take what I say as fact. Please always do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Next, if you have not liked, subscribed, or commented yet, please consider doing so. It really helps me out and I would really, really appreciate it. Just remember to keep it classy in the comment section. Next, I have been blessed enough to be chosen as one of the channels to have super thanks added. YouTube has a new feature that allows you to show gratitude and support by purchasing a super thanks for me. You will get a animated GIF with the purchase as a special bonus, along with a distinct and colorful comment to highlight your purchase. Okay. Please do not feel obligated to purchase one of these. I just wanted to put it out there for you guys because I am super excited about it. But in all honesty, the fact that you are here and watching my videos means everything to me. It truly, truly does. I love you all and I love your support. Okay, and with that, let's get started. Gary Ruby. 73-year-old Gary Ruby was born on February 26, 1949 in Montreal, Canada. He would move to Honolulu, Hawaii in 1973 after receiving his law degree from McGill University in Montreal. He would quickly fall in love with Honolulu, as I've heard it is absolutely beautiful. I have not been there, but I would love to go. And he would make it his permanent home after retiring as a regulation analyst for the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. Okay, so what is this? Because I had to look it up because I had no idea. A regulation analyst ensures that an organization is adhering to government regulations. They study the pertinent governmental regulations relating to their industry, review their company's current policies and procedures, and identify any areas of concern that may need to be modified and or removed. Salaries for this job range from $45,000 a year to $170,000 a year, with a median salary of $88,000 a year. Why do I add this? It will all come into play. Gary was described as quiet and humble. He loved theater, music, literature, and travel. But above all, he loved his family. March 7th, 2022. Yes, this is very recent. Police receive a call from Gary Ruby's brother, Lorne, who asked him to perform a welfare check because he had not heard from his brother in 3 weeks. Gary lived in a beautiful home in a gated community that has only one entrance and one exit. And it is governed by security posts. The residents of the community have an entrance card to access the front gate. Lorne went on to tell police that Gary had emailed him that he had just begun dating a much younger male named Juan. At approximately 11 o'clock a.m., police go over to Gary Ruby's residence. Once there, they run into 34-year-old Scott Hansen exiting the home. Police ask him if he knows Gary Ruby. He tells police that he does not know Gary Ruby, but his friend inside, 23-year-old Juan Barron, may know Gary. Shortly after this, Juan Barron exits the home and police question him about Gary Ruby. He tells police that he bought the home from Gary 5 years ago and that he was the current owner of the home. Police then inform him that Gary has only owned the home for 2 years. He purchased the home on March 6th, 2020 for $2.2 million. That is when Juan changes his story and says that he actually bought the residence 2 years ago, not 5 years ago. Not the sharpest knife in the drawer or the brightest crayon in the box. Now, are we Juan? Officers then inform Juan Barron that he and Hannon needed to register with the main office to show that he had purchased the home. The two men agree to head over there, and they leave in a gold 2020 Audi A6. When officers run the name on the plates, it comes back that the car is indeed registered to Juan Barron. Juan tells police that he bought the Audi brand new in 2020 at a dealership in North Carolina because he wanted a specific color. Okay. It would later come out that the car did not belong to Juan Barron. It belonged to Gary Ruby. Shocker, I know. Checks revealed that the car was transferred from Gary's name to Juan's name on February 7th, 2022. The car was said to be in excellent condition and appraised for $64,000. Again, there's a reason I keep bringing up money. It is my theory to things. On March 7th, 2022, at approximately 11:28 a.m., the operation managers of the Lower Ridge community, which is the gated community that Gary resided in, met with Juan Barron. Okay? He says that Juan had filled out registration forms and proceeded to email him the deed for the residence from Gary's documented email address. The email contained the deed paperwork to his residence. However, it had no signature from a notary. The phone number that he supplied on the paperwork was actually a phone number for 24-Hour Fitness Hawaii Kai. And the gym would go on to say that they have never employed Juan Barros. After this, I wish I had a red flag. After this, Juan and Scott were seen on surveillance camera walking around a hotel that they were not guests of. Again, I wish I had a red flag. And later they were seen on surveillance camera walking down the street. In both videos, the two men are seen holding hands. So you could tell by the footage that it's clear that these two were more than just platonic friends. On March 8th at 1:01 p.m., the chief medical examiner, forensic anthropologist, and evidence specialist made entry into Gary Ruby's home. After being informed by officers that the bathtub in the master bedroom was filled with concrete and coffee grounds. If you're wondering about the coffee grounds were put there to hide the smell of decomposition. At 1:45 p.m., specialists began sifting through the 2 layers of coffee grounds. When they get to the second layer, they find several bugs. The bugs were collected and sent to a forensic entomologist for analysis. At 2:42 p.m., the body of Gary Ruby was discovered at the bottom of the bathtub. At 3:45 p.m., the manner of death in regard to Gary Ruby was determined to be a homicide. I mean, obviously, unless he put himself in concrete and then poured coffee grinds over him. March 9th, 2022. U.S. Marshals and L.A. police find Jose Barros on a Greyhound bus in Anaheim, California, okay? He is bound for Mexico. But I did not even know that this existed. He was hiding in a crawl space under an enclosed bench at the rear of the bus. He pulled back the metal plate near the bus's rear bathroom and crawled under the enclosed bench seat. He was arrested and booked into the LAPD Metropolitan Detention Center. Once there, Jose Barros chose to waive his Miranda rights and start talking. He told police in LA that he lied to the Honolulu police and came clean about the fact that he was indeed in a romantic relationship with Gary Ruby. He goes on to tell police that he became infuriated when Gary told him that he was HIV positive after the couple had slept together. Family and friends claim that they have no knowledge of this and strongly believe that Gary would never sleep with someone knowing this and then drop a bomb like that on them. He just was not that type of person. He says that later in the evening, as he and Gary were sitting down for dinner, Gary began to choke on his food. Jose took this as an opportunity to tie a belt around Gary's neck and pull. After Gary was gone, he dragged him into the master bath and placed him in the tub. He then slit his wrists in an attempt to make it look like Gary had decided to unalive himself. Okay, I have so many issues with this. Number one, if your story was true, why would you sit down for dinner with him? Wouldn't you become infuriated, walk out, and go to the nearest clinic and get a test? I mean, I don't know if you could. I take that back. Because I don't know if you could find out that quickly, but regardless, why wouldn't you consult a doctor? Why would you stay and have dinner with him? That makes no sense at all. And then you wait for him to choke on his food, to tie a belt around him? Come on. So, like I said in the beginning, I kept bringing up the price of things, and there was a reason for it. This is my reason for it. This is my conspiracy. This is what I think. My conspiracy, allegedly. I truly believe that he met Gary on Tinder, like Gary says. He saw that Gary made great money. He lived in a $2 million home, and he drove an Audi. I think that he pretended to have romantic interests in Gary because I think that this was his plan all along, because greed had taken over him and he wanted to live in Gary's house, he wanted to spend Gary's money, and he wanted to drive Gary's car. And that is my God's honest opinion. I am with the family. I do not believe for a second that he was HIV positive. Not for a nanosecond do I believe that this man was HIV positive, hid it from Jose Barros, slept with him, and then decided to drop this to tell him this. Absolutely not. I do not believe it for a second. Then Jose Barros comes across a bag of cement in Ruby's garage. Why were you in Ruby's garage, by the way? Why? Why were you in his garage? So he decides to he decides to mix the cement and fill the tub with cement. He runs out of cement, so he actually goes to Lowe's to buy more so that he can mix it and finish filling the tub with the cement. Then he decides to dump the 2 layers of coffee grounds in an attempt to cover the smell of decomposition. At the conclusion of his interview, Jose Barron admits that his intention was to fraudulently take over Gary's home and the 2020 Audi. He further admits that on February 7th, 2020, he forged the Audi ownership papers and fraudulently obtained the title for the vehicle, which, what do you do with motor vehicles? Jose Barron was extradited back to Hawaii and charged with Gary Ruby's theft and identity theft, and is currently being held without bail. Like I said, this is very, very recent. So I don't know if there's going to be a trial. He actually ended up pleading not guilty and taking back his confession. I don't know if that's going to change, but if it does, I will keep you guys posted on what he ends up receiving. Scott Hannon, the person that was in all the surveillance videos with Barros and the person that police initially spoke to when they went to Ruby's house, has been released due to lack of evidence and has not been charged. Okay, guys, if you are still here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so very much. I truly, truly do. Please leave me a like and a comment. Let me know what you thought. If you have not subscribed yet and you feel so inclined to, please do so. It would mean so, so much to me. But regardless, please leave me a like and a comment because it truly, truly helps me out. And until next time, stay safe. Oh, sorry, I take that back. If you have case suggestions, email me, harding527@yahoo.com. As long as the information is on my site, I'm really good about covering your cases. I really try to make it a priority for you guys. And until next time, stay safe out there.